This week on Americana Outdoors, well, we're on Kentucky Lake covering the Bass Pro Shop's Big Bass Bash, presented by Berkley. And later, we're heading over to Lake Whitney in Texas and fishing with Bassmaster Elite Series pros Clark Wendlandt and Frank Talley. First up, it's time for day one of the Big Bass Bash.
Most of the anglers love the Big Bass Bash because it's a one bite. That's all they need, and they're right there in the hunt of everything. It is actually a 2-day tournament. So on day one, we have 4 sessions to weigh in. Every 2 hours they can weigh in. We'll pay out the top 10 of each one. We'll win prizes. On day 2, we'll have 3 sessions. First 2 sessions, they'll win 10 prizes each time. Last session, we'll pay out 20 spots, and then a lot of overalls.
Each of the 4 sessions are presented by a separate sponsor of the event, and anglers have the opportunity to snag incredible sponsor prizes throughout the day by winning a session. Along with the tens of thousands of dollars in prizes and contingencies that are on the line this week, teams are also battling for valuable points towards the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year, presented by Abu Garcia. Here's a recap of the current standings for day 1. Bailey Blesser of McKendree University dominated Session 1 with a 4.55-pound bass. In Session 2, Griffin Fernandez from Adrian College won the top prize with a 3.96-pound bass. Rounding out the 3rd session, Hunter Fillmore of Bethel University edged out his competition with 4.87 pounds. Well, we're seeing some fierce competition going into Session 4. Let's see how the last session of the day pans out.
Biggin. Giant. If it's a bass, it's a giant. He's getting smaller. That's good. Come on. There we go. All right. All right, so we made the move, came back out here offshore. I'd say 2-pounder, felt a little bigger out there. So we've only got about, I'd say 25 minutes left until we have to be in. So we'll stick him in there for a minute, see if we can get another one, maybe a big one.
Okay, we're ready to get the weigh-in going here in this last session presented by Garmin. Oh, that's going to liable to really hurt somebody's feelings right there. How about, I thought it was going to be a 5. 482. 482. All right, and that might have put you in first. Right now, you are leading the 4th session of the day. Do you know what this pays, first place?
The Garmin.
Garmin of what?
Live scope.
Live scope, that's right. Worth the wait. What'd you catch it on?
Top water.
That topwater fish nets Levi Mullins the victory in Session 4 and a brand new Garmin Panoptix Live Scope. This makes 2 session victories for Bethel University on day 1, and they hold 1st and 2nd overall Big Bass honors going into day 2 of competition.
I knew it was going to be close because I've been watching the other weigh-ins on the app. Didn't know if it was going to be good or not, but I did.
Let's take some time to learn about our host city. And when we come back, we'll jump right back into day 2 action at the Bass Pro Shop's Big Bass Bash.
We are a lake community located right here on the Tennessee River with Kentucky Lake, and if you've been in the area, if you've been in the region, hopefully you've gotten to see our beautiful area, beautiful wildlife. You got to come do it all. You've got to come spend a couple of days. You got to come meet the people because they're special. That's probably the thing that I really want to encourage you to do the most. Obviously, you can go to our website, you can go look anywhere you want to find the list of things to do while you're here, but it's come and meet the people, spend some time with us, and we know you'll fall in love with it.
Welcome into day 2 coverage of the Bass Pro Shop's Big Bass Bash. Now, before we hit the water, let's take a look at the weigh-in format for day 2. There'll be a total of 3 sessions, with the first one closing at 9:30 a.m. and the final session ending at 1:30 p.m. Each of the first 2 sessions will pay out the top 10, and the final session of the day will award 20 prizes. During day 2 of the competition, anglers are only allowed to use Berkley products. This includes hard baits, top waters, soft plastics, as well as trailers used on the back of spinner baits, jigs, and chatterbaits.
So I'm just rigging my A-rig here with Berkeley power swimmers here. Yesterday we were catching them on an A-rig off this Paris bridge here, so I've already caught 2 and they've been munching the power swimmers today.
We're throwing spinnerbait with a little Berkeley. I think that's a chigger crawler, just cut it in half, put chigger crawl on the back of it.
I'm throwing a Berkeley power worm. That's one of my favorite things to throw, but usually on a 4-inch. Today I'm throwing a 10-inch because I'm trying to get a big bait. And I'm also throwing it on a Revo Rocket. These are one of the best reels I've ever used in my life. Real smooth. Reel's about 41 inches of line and one crank. So that's real good to get your fish in quick.
Leading up to the event, Berkeley provided the full field of anglers with a variety of baits and soft plastics to use out in Kentucky Lake this weekend. Those baits included the likes of the Berkeley Chapo, Power Swimmer, Hitworm, and Buzzin' Speed Toad. Each of these products are baits that will produce on the Tennessee River during the fall, and anglers are finding a great deal of success. Okay, day 2 is well underway, and at the end of session 1, Matthew Cummings of Bethel University is sitting atop of the leaderboard with 4.78 pounds, with Jackson Pontius from University of Montevallo in second with 4.54 pounds. In session 2, Evan Hill from the University of Tennessee takes first place with 4.07 pounds, and Matt Hamilton from the University of Illinois sits in second place with 3.78 pounds. We're on the water for the third and final session of the Bass Pro Shops Big Bass Bash. Griffin Fernandez from 7th-ranked Adrian College just landed this quality keeper.
It's a big one. I haven't caught one this big out of here in a minute. So, pretty pumped about it. And I know it's been tough, and the fact that fish is over 5 has got me pretty excited, but I mean, we'll see.
After a brief discussion with his teammates in the boat, Griffin made the decision to head back to the scales to weigh in this fish.
They're banking on it being over 5, and I think they're going to be pretty close. It needs to be over 5 to take over the lead for the whole entire event. Let's see what we got. 5:49, new leader of the entire tournament. All right, take it around there and put some water on it. Next up, Dalton Kelly, Murray State. What time of the day did you catch this one?
Right after I weighed in that first one in the first session.
How about a 5:53? 5:53, yes sir. Go get some water on that one. New leader, get right there at that mic. Brand new leader. Y'all put your hands together for him. Awesome job.
Dalton Kelly jumps into the session 3 lead, as well as the overall leader for the big bass of the event. At 1:30 p.m., session 3 comes to an end and produces the largest 2 fish of the event. That Kentucky Lake giant nets Dalton over $6,000 in prizes and contingencies.
So we started out this morning throwing cane walkers and chopos, and after I think we caught 2 short fish real quick this morning, my partner did, and we decided we're just gonna stay out here in top water all day. And this is crazy, the amount of stuff we're getting. I just talked to the guy who went and looked at the Garmin's on the boat. We're getting contingencies. I got like $2,000 worth of Bass Pro gift cards and like another $1,500 from Power Pole. I mean, it's crazy the stuff they're giving out for a college tournament, especially one that's free.
Murray State entered this event with just a 150-point lead over second place in the race for Bass Pro Shop School of the Year, presented by Abu Garcia. Following the conclusion of this event, Murray now leads the closest contender by nearly 500 points.
You know, it's big. We're leading School of the Year right now. We've been on a pretty good roll here the month of September, so I mean, that's good that we got first place finish. And I think we had another guy that had a 4-pounder, so I mean, that's going to give us good School of the Year going on. We're going to keep our feet down and just keep on trucking.
That's a wrap of our coverage of the Bass Pro Shops Big Bass Bash, presented by Berkeley.